and happy Pride! Welcome back to my channel, vstreetlove. I'm Vanessa, my pronouns are she, her, and on this channel I like to make silly Sims videos. And today, I'm ranking every Pride CAS item that we have in The Sims 4. The Sims 4 is at its peak gayness, in my opinion. Between the sexuality update, the pronoun update, and EA pushing back on prejudicial mods, I think The Sims 4 is where you need to be if you're queer. It's giving very much, we're here, we're queer, get used to it. That's why today I'm gonna look at all of the Pride items in CAS and rank them. All right, you already know what this means. If I'm doing a ranking video, it's time to reveal how I'm doing these rankings. So when I'm looking at these CAS items, if I feel like they offend my sensibilities, they're definitely getting ranked as homophobic. Yes, obviously by having Pride items in the game, The Sims 4 is not homophobic. But this is my ranking video, and I needed to set up my ranks. If the Pride item is fine, it doesn't completely offend my sensibilities, but there's nothing really special about it, I'm just gonna rank it as ally. If the Pride item is cute, but it might be doing a little too much for my taste, I'm gonna go ahead and rank it as newly out of the closet. Now, if the Pride item is solid, pretty decent representation, I'm glad we have it in the game, I'm gonna rank it as queer elder. And if the item is just, I cannot believe we ever had this game without it, peak representation, of course, it's gonna get a nice, beautiful ranking of trans rights. Now let's open up the game and get started. Okay, so the first item that we're gonna be looking at is the button down that came with the Pride update that we got recently. I did make a video on that Pride update, so you can check that out on my channel now. Also, if you're wondering, I'm counting Pride items as anything that came to the game in association with like a Pride, queerness, gender update, or anything that has explicitly rainbow swatches intended to be representative for Pride. Okay, so this is the top that we got in that update. When I'm trying to determine where I'm going to rank this item, one of the things I'm thinking about is like, does it offend me? Is it tacky? Is it bad? What's the quality of the item? Do I enjoy having it in the game? Do I think it's practical? Or if it's not practical, is it at least campy in a good way? Now this item is fun because it explicitly is representative of a bunch of different flags. So while there are multicolor options, there's a solid white and solid black option for the homophobes. I also like the default one with the lighter colors versus like this one, which kind of, sometimes the Pride stuff when it's this loud gives clown. They also gave this item to us in a mask and femme frame. And yes, you can put the items on mask and femme frames. I'm just saying that they did give us two different options for this button down. And I don't know, I like it. I like having this as an option. I like even having the basic homophobe option. The only thing is, I don't know why they didn't give that to us for younger Sims. I feel like that would have been perfect for children's Sims at least. Anyway, when I'm looking at this button down item, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a nice solid ranking of queer elder. I really do like this button down, and I don't think it offends me. It doesn't offend my sensibilities. So I think this is cute, queer elder. Okay, the next thing I want to look at are the shorts. These are the shorts that we got in that same base game update with that last top. And honestly, I love these. I feel like this is something you would get at like Old Navy if you're familiar with that store. Just a super casual store, and I like how, again, the stitching represents the different flags. We also get different washes of the short itself, but these are super cute. These are cute enough that I was even thinking about making these in real life, like taking some of my favorite shorts and then just stitching on something on the back pocket. I just feel like it's super cute. And so yeah, again, these shorts are available in mask and femme frames, and they come for children too. Look at that, look how cute they are on the kids. See, I'm like, we need a lot of the things also for kids. But I love these, I love this swatch. I love that it's a base game short. I like that it's like a little funky detailing, and it's like cute but subtle enough that if you didn't know what the little colors represented as far as the flags were concerned, these are just cute shorts to have. Okay, so again, these shorts, I feel like I'm gonna rank them right with the top with queer elder. These are actually really cute. I don't think they're campy. I think I actually would enjoy putting my Sims in these. Okay, next we have this V-neck t-shirt with the rainbow flag on it. And so yeah, there's different swatches for this. There's one with like a little heart. It gets better. Okay. I do like this swatch with the rainbow on the sleeves. I actually think that's really cute. And then they also have the same swatches in white versus the black ground. Listen, I don't know when this was added to the game. I'm assuming this was also added as an update at one point. You guys can let me know in the comments below. This is my favorite swatch of this item. Now, the it gets better part of this, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, especially on a t-shirt. I'm just like, ooh, I don't like it. I don't think I like it, honestly. I'm like, I don't know. They have the shirt as not a V-neck as well. It is tagged as masculine, but again, you can put feminine frame Sims in masculine frame clothing and vice versa. So again, the same swatches, just without a V-neck. The It Gets Better is, I'm not sure how I feel about it. But the sleeves, I really do like those. I love a sleeve detail though, personally, even in real life. And even this with a little rainbow heart on it is kind of cute. Now the texture on this item is a little, like the collar looks a little, it looks a little bad. I don't know why it's rendering like that because the rest of it actually looks pretty crisp. What I will say though is that this item also comes for the youth. So look at this, we get the same variation of this with a little heart for the kids, and also this cute little variation with like the rainbow ice cream, and then just a little rainbow with the clouds. This is really cute for the kids. And then for toddlers, we have the same swatches as we did for the children's Sims, as well as for infants. We have that same little t-shirt. So I love this little item. I think this is cute. So I'm gonna rank this t-shirt. For adults, I'm gonna rank it as newly out the closet. That It Gets Better is really, it brought it down for me. I'm not even gonna hold you. But for kids, I think this was really cute. I'm gonna go ahead and rank this as maybe queer elder, because that was cute. Also, it gets bonus points for being for kids, because y'all already know The Sims 4 hates children. Now, in me checking with the infants, I just saw that I did miss an item, so I'm gonna go ahead and add it now, so I don't forget it later. And that's the thing, you're gonna have to tell me if I've missed anything, let me know. I know that's very homophobic of me, but The Sims 4 has over 99 DLC. There's a lot of items. I did the best I could, okay? Give me a break. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna look at, I'm actually not looking forward to. It's this freaking rainbow tank top. It's actually like a bodysuit, it looks like. I don't like this first swatch. It is not good. I don't like this swatch either. I think I like this swatch a little bit more. No, I don't know. I'm in a point right now with like the rainbow stuff, especially wearing rainbow stuff in real life, that I'm not doing it like I was when I first came out. So this bodysuit is kind of offending my sensibilities, but that just might be because of where I am with my queer journey at this point. Inherently, it is giving newly out the closet. That's like distinctly what that is. It's also tagged for feminine frame as well. And again, it's tagged, I guess, as a bodysuit because it was in the tank tops category. And so I was like this could be a swimsuit, but the way that it shows with the underwear, like it's intended to be a bodysuit. I don't know about this. Okay, so moving on, let's take a look at some dresses because, you know, if you were there for my wedding stories and all that fiasco, you will know that we got some interesting swatches right when that pack came out. Okay, so first and foremost, we have this jumpsuit with a rainbow cape. Now, I'm finding it. Listen, this jumpsuit is so interesting because first of all, even with the cape, when it's all one color, it's fine, okay? It's a choice, but it's fine. With the rainbow swatch specifically, borderline homophobic. Just slapping on basically a rainbow cape onto what is an extremely formal look. I'm not gonna hold you, I'm gonna put it to ally. It's not good. Next, I wanna look at this dress. Look at this. First of all, I didn't even know that this dress existed until I was prepping for this video. I don't know, I guess normally this is the swatch for this dress and I just never really clicked on it. So kudos to me for finding new stuff in CAS for these videos. I love that for me. That being said, this is kind of strange. This is a strange dress. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Like, is it supposed to be feathers? What kind of detailing is this? Then we've got some different color buttons down here. And then a bright red zipper. I don't know about this. This is very odd. It's just odd. Would I say that it offends me though? It doesn't offend me. I just don't know. I mean, when you look at just the black and white or like the red and white, I kind of like it when it's solid color. So then I guess, yeah, when it's in the rainbow, it's giving just buffoonery. I don't know, I don't like this. Okay, so I'm gonna drop this down to ally as well. I mean, honestly, these two My Wedding Stories swatches are not that great. I would bump them down to homophobic. I'm only keeping them up here because I'm not sure what I've deemed as homophobic yet. Maybe we'll revisit it later. Okay, so when we did get My Wedding Stories though, we got some new swatches of dresses that we already had. Take a look at this dress with this swatch. It's giving circus tent. It reminds me of a circus, truly. Now, this version of this dress with the pastel rainbow swatches, almost iridescent, I do like this. I think this one is cute. And the fact that it's base game gives it extra points. Then we have kind of like the inverse version of the dress. I like this one as well. And then lastly, a fully pastel rainbow version of this dress. Yeah, I mean, this is cute. I think my favorite version might be this one, actually. This is actually really cute to me. So these swatches save this dress because if it was just this, and for a while, I think it was. I think when they dropped this update, we only had this at first and people freaked out, rightfully so. I mean, like I said, look at this. This is not great. If it was just this swatch, I would put this squarely at homophobic. I've learned just now what I deem as homophobic. But these other swatches with my 2025 sensibilities, I think these ones are actually pretty cute. So that being said, I'm gonna bump this dress up to newly out the closet. Then another dress that we got updated swatches on was this one. So you can see here, these are the different rainbow swatches. Again, wow, the different color buttons on this is actually pretty funny. But yeah, this dress, first of all, I'm not even sure how I really feel about this dress. I think it's not that great on its own. And definitely in this swatch, just no. Now, the lighter pastel-y version of the rainbow, I guess it's better, but I'm not sure that it saves the dress itself. I feel like the more I look at this dress, the more I dislike this dress entirely. But we do have the different options. Now, this swatch is actually really cute. Compared to like the vertical striping, the vertical gradient on this one, I kind of like the horizontal gradient starting from white going into the different colors. This is my favorite swatch of the Rainbow Pride swatches. But once again, I'm pretty sure when they first gave us the update for the color swatches, we just got this and the people were not happy. Anyway, I'm gonna put this at homophobic. Not even because the dress is homophobic, but because I don't like that dress. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments. Okay, so now for the masculine frame full body outfits that we got with My Wedding Stories, we do have this swatch of this suit where the lapels and the tie are like the rainbow swatches. I gotta say, I do actually like this. I like this because the outfit is mostly white with then a pop of the clownery rainbow. Now, we don't have any like more subtle rainbow swatches for this, it seems. Yeah, it's like you can either get all white or white with that touch of rainbow there. They don't bother to add the rainbow buttons here. They keep it just in this general zone, and I think that it actually does this suit favors. So personally, I'm gonna rank this up with maybe Queer Elder. I actually think that this is a pretty solid suit. Then the other item that we got with My Wedding Stories that has a rainbow swatch specifically is this like suspender outfit. Look at this. This is actually really cute. It would be cute to see like a jacket over this because then you would know that the bow tie is the only thing that's rainbow. I don't know, the striped bow tie with the striped suspenders. This is a cute little item, but it's also a little bit like, I'm gonna put this right next to the other suit and we're gonna put it at Queer Elder. Next up, let's look at this suit jacket. There is a rainbow swatch on this suit jacket. Probably updated when My Wedding Stories came out since this is a base game suit jacket. And we're back to the different colored buttons. We got the rainbow tie, the rainbow pocket napkin. What is it? The pocket square. There it is. I was like pocket napkin. No, pocket square. And so yeah, I mean, this is a pretty straightforward item. There's nothing particularly special about it. Oh, I do like that the buttons on the cuff go like red, orange, yellow, and then on this side, green, blue, purple. That's kind of fun. I almost wish the front buttons were just white. Just leave those white, have like a colorful tie and pocket square, and then the colorful buttons. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and rank this as newly out the closet, just because I don't like it as much as maybe the suits themselves, the other options that we had here. The other base game item that we have that got like a Pride swatch update is this single-breasted jacket. Ooh, this jacket looks kind of strange, doesn't it? Okay. Anyway, this is interesting. We've got the rainbow tie again, the rainbow pocket square, and then the same thing with the rainbow buttons. And the top button is buttons, and we're seeing, a purple button and a red button for some reason. Again, I just wish that these were white. Also, the shape of this jacket is weird. Yeah, something happens with the shoulders when I'm comparing them back and forth. And I don't know if that's a stylistic choice or if it's just a weird base game jacket. I don't know. I'm gonna rank this as newly out the closet as well. Like, both of the jackets can just be at the same place. Okay, so the next item that we're gonna look at, I'm gonna be real with you, I think I'll be a little out of my depth. It's these items. So as you can see here, this is the default swatch that you see when you click on it in CAS. It's from My Wedding Stories, but this is the rainbow option. Like I said, I am out of my depth. That being said, I'm not sure about the bright rainbow banding. If there is anybody out there who would wear something like this to a formal event, you let me know, because this to me is giving tomfoolery clownery. We also have the same sort of color swatch coloring in the variations of this look with the different headpieces as well as no headpiece. I just don't think that this is tasteful, especially considering when you look at the same item and the other solid color options, this feels like tasteful. I almost wish that the rainbow coloring was in the pants and then the top was just like, I don't know, white or gold or something. Like, this being like this, I don't know how I feel about this. Now, on one hand, I could put this as homophobic because something about it being culturally offensive to my sensibilities feels like homophobic. That being said, because I don't know enough about the cultural representation, I don't think it's my place to put it as homophobic. I'm gonna put it as ally, because that's what I am in this situation. An ally to people of other cultures who are also queer like me. I think that something could have been done differently, but you let me know if I just don't know what I'm talking about, which is totally fine. So the next item I want to highlight for this ranking is the binder. We got this binder in an update a few years ago at this point, and it doesn't necessarily come in any rainbow swatches, but it does come in some skin tone options. There are some other funky patterns as well, but this was really cool. I think the community overall was really excited when we got this. There was a critique that it was kind of being shown as if it were a top, and it wouldn't normally be worn like that from my understanding. So I think there were some people in the community who rightfully critiqued that, but it was still a really cool addition to the game. And it's also an option that comes in the different frames, so you can put it on your trans Sims as well. So I think this item is ranking up there with Queer Elder. When I first remember that we got this item, I would have put it in trans rights, but I think because of the way that it has to be implemented in The Sims, it's not giving exactly trans rights, but it's very, very close. Maybe I'll put it at the front of the Queer Elder category. It really was a cool addition to the game when they gave us that, and it's also free part of the base game. In that same update we got a few years ago, we also got this shapewear item that is also used, I think, to help with gender affirming dress. It doesn't come in any rainbow swatches, but by the very nature of the item itself, I thought I should include it in this ranking. And it does come in like skin tone options, as well as like bright different color options. Similarly though, this is something I think you would wear under your dress, and yet it's one of those items that you kind of have to wear outside of your dress. So maybe you would wear it for like sleepwear or something. I'm not exactly sure. That being said, I'm gonna put it also up here toward the front of Queer Elder for the same reason. Just because I think the way it has to play in The Sims does not necessarily match how it would work in real life, but you all can tell me in the comments. Moving on to these leggings. These leggings are offending my sensibilities. And I know this is very similar to like the bodysuit, but I don't think I've ever used these. I mean, did these come in an update? This isn't giving maybe what it once gave. I think these leggings, practicality wise, maybe serve a better function because you can kind of like put them under something. Like, let me try to put them under a dress. Like maybe under this little cozy sweater dress. This could be a vibe. I'm not having fun. I'm not having fun. I could put it at newly out the closet, but I think we have other items in the accessory category that are better. I'm just gonna put these at homophobic. Moving on, we did just get these thigh-high socks at the time of me recording this from the Pride update. So these are really cute because we've got some different rainbows that represent maybe some of the flags here. And then from there, we have a couple of these swatches that just feel kind of colorful more than just being Pride. until we get to these ones, which are very trans pride. I do remember when I initially reviewed these swatches, it did kind of feel like, depending on the sim that these socks were on, something weird with like the skin tone. Like it felt like it was blue bleeding into the skin tone back into blue. But on this sim, obviously that's not the case. But these are actually really cute socks. And then they also come in solid color swatches if you're trying to just have some thigh-high socks for your sims. So, oh, these ones. These are the ones that kind of feel like skin tone. Even on this sim, it's very odd. The placement of the colors on these, very odd. But the item itself is really dope. And having these very clear trans pride representative socks, I don't know. I think these are actually a pretty dope item, including the solid color swatches. So that being said, I think I'm gonna put these socks in Queer Elder. I think that these are solid socks to have in all of the different swatches. And the colorful swatches that we get that are more of the representative of the rainbow are like fun and quirky, you know, a little out there, but then we pull it back with some good solid color options. I think these are a solid pair of socks. Next, My Wedding Stories actually has some rings that have rainbow swatches on them. This one actually doesn't have all the colors, which is interesting, but I do like how there's this rainbow metallic center with what seems to be almost like a wooden texture outside. I do like this ring. And then the other ring that we get with this pack includes this one that has like rainbow gemstones along the outside. I actually use this ring a lot myself for my queer sims. Some of the other swatches on this ring, as you can see, like the gemstones are like a solid color, the same color. This one has a couple of alternating colors. And then we've got this one with just like the solid purple in the center, and then this one's all black. But I do actually like the rainbow swatch on this. And it's so funny too, because for the longest time, I didn't even really see this ring in its totality because they didn't have the zoom in feature here. Same thing with this ring as well. Like you have the solid color options with what is either wood or sort of metallic outside, but then you have this one that's kind of like pride implied. Again, I'm not seeing all of the colors, where with other of the items you do get all of the colors, but I'm counting this because this is clearly the pride coded ring. So I think these rings are not giving newly out of the closet. I think they are pretty tasteful. If anything, I think that the masculine version of the ring is a little bit more tasteful, so I might put it up at Queer Elder, and then I'll leave this one at newly out the closet. Although I do like both of these rings, and like I said, I do use this one a lot. It's just like really on the nose, which seems to be like the vibe of the stuff in newly out the closet. The next thing I want to look at are the nails. If you didn't know, a lot of the base game nails have swatches that are literally explicitly pride flag nods. I'm just gonna click through here so you can see, like this one is a nod to the bi pride flag, the generic rainbow pride flag, the trans flag as well, with also the different options for the different color nail beds. And like I said, that's a lot of actually the base game nail swatches. This one, as you can see here, you can see the different representations of the different flags on their nails. And I love this. I remember when we first got the nail update back when they did that spa day refresh, that was like one of the first things I noticed, because I was like, oh my gosh, you can have lesbian pride flag nails. That's so cute. And they literally have the swatches for the other flags as well. And so you'll see that there are some with the solid colors, just like solid color swatches, but then you also have the versions of the nails that have the different flags. It's just so cute. I'm like, oh my gosh. So if you didn't know that, yes, this has been in the game forever, but like maybe you just hadn't clicked through these different swatches. If you were wondering why there were so many different nail swatches that kind of look the same, but some of them were multicolored, it's because it's representative of the different pride flags. So I'm gonna treat the nails as like one item. I just wanted to show you all of them at once. And these are gonna go to Queer Elder. Honestly, I would bump these up to trans rights. Actually, I think I will. I will bump these up to trans rights. This is my ranking. I really like these nails. I like that they come in all different lengths. I like that they represent so many different flags, including the trans flag. And I like how they can be subtle or not subtle. I love this. I love this item. I love that we have them. Yes, trans rights. Actually, you know what I forgot to include again, after looking at this? I forgot to include the biggest trans rights representation of all. these top surgery scars. We have 2 variations of these, and I just think like this is peak trans rights. I've actually used this item on my sim here to represent like their physical transition. This is peak trans rights me more than some fingernail polish, you know? So I will go ahead and put this at the front of trans rights because this is what I mean when I say trans rights, peak representation. This is doing the job for real. The nails are just biased because I love them. So the next item we're gonna look at is the makeup that we got in that Pride update that we got recently. This makeup screams newly out of the closet. This is exactly the kind of makeup that I want to show up to a Pride parade in. I'm not wearing this every day though, but I do love it. I do love that we have the color variations for the different Pride flags as well. I think this item actually does look pretty good. It's pretty cute. The gemstones though, kind of being like flat textured, I think they could have done a little bit more with that, to be honest. But this is a fun item. This is a fun makeup look. I feel like this would be fun to do in real life as well. I might even try this just for like a video or something. That being said, it is screaming newly out of the closet. It's screaming campy in a good way, but it's still, as far as like quality and stuff, it's like, it's okay. So we're putting it newly out of the closet. We're also gonna look at this necklace from My Wedding Stories because there is a rainbow swatch of this in silver. Now, this necklace is actually pretty cool. The My Wedding Story stuff is great if you do want like on the nose Pride items to celebrate for like weddings. That's really why these swatches are there. But this necklace, I feel like is actually pretty cute, especially if you were to put it with like a white dress. Like you see with this cape look that I didn't really care for, having this cute little necklace with it is just like a subtle little nod. Or even like this dress, right? Like with the deep V-neck. Oh, look at the back of this. The back of it has like red, orange, and yellow as like the back tassel. But yeah, I actually do like this necklace. I didn't realize that we had this swatch of this either. I'm gonna rank this item up at Queer Elder as well. I think this is a good item to have, especially because it's a nice formal necklace and it comes in all those different swatches. And I do think the rainbow swatch in this case is actually pretty tasteful, especially if you combine it with something else that is a little bit more subdued. Like having this rainbow nod doesn't feel like it's slapping you over the head with it being really tacky. So the next thing that I want to look at are the tattoos. So we did get a tattoo with the Pride update, and the tattoo does come in swatches that represent the different flags. This is a cute tattoo. I do feel like sometimes with these tattoos, I need to like bring down the opacity a lot when I'm working with darker skin tones because it wouldn't look like that. Right? Like this is more likely what this tattoo might look like, even more like this in real life. But you know, you don't have to be like super realistic or anything. That's just like one of my critiques, but at least they give it to us in a vibrant way so then we can decide if we want it to be that bright or not. Anyway, I do find this item interesting. I'm not exactly sure what this is supposed to represent. Just some cute little swirlies, I guess. And also this one that's supposed to be more representative of the generic Pride flag. I do like that it's not exactly in rainbow color order and it's a little more pastel. And then even for the one that's more saturated, I still think that this is interesting, but I don't see me actually using this. It's cute, but it's kind of like, oh, what is this? So with that in mind, just because I don't know what's going on, I'm just gonna rank this as ally. I don't even think it's screaming newly out of the closet. It's just kind of like, okay, sure. Then we got another tattoo to look at that has a rainbow swatch. This one here with the plumb bob and the roses. They've got a rainbow swatch of this with the rainbow plumb bob. I'm gonna enter the mode so you can see it better. But as you can see, it has just like the red roses around what is the plumb bob. Now, it does make me think like, what is the plumb bob to Sims? Like in the game, why would you want that tattooed on you? Is it like a religious symbol? That being said, I do think this tattoo is pretty cool if you ignore the fact of like, what is the plumb bob to the Sims? It'd actually be kind of funny to get this in real life. I'd love a rainbow plumb bob something in real life. Maybe it's the tattoo that Sims get when they're newly out of the closet, so I'll rank it as such. Though the quality is a little crappy, isn't it? It's like really, really pixelated. I don't know, it's not that great, but it doesn't offend me, so I think it's kind of cute. There is kind of a variant of that tattoo for your Sim's arm. It's tagged as upper arm, but it's actually for your Sim's lower arm. And it has the same sort of rainbow plumb bob with the little stars around it without the roses. It looks like it's a slightly better quality than the other tattoo as well. So with that in mind, I'm gonna bring this arm tattoo up to Newly Out the Closet, and I'm actually gonna bring the back tattoo down to Ally, only because it was so pixelated. Next up, let's look at some shoes. Did you know that the Island Living sandals comes in a rainbow swatch? Because I did not. This swatch here is like white braided sandals with a rainbow platform. Kind of like what they anticipate you would wear on the beach for your beach wedding. Is that what's happening here? Didn't know this existed. Didn't know this was an option. I mean, it's cute. I think these sandals are cute, but I didn't know these existed. Like I guess I would never actually have my Sims wear these, but it's nice to have an option. I'm gonna rank them as Newly Out the Closet. These are fine. And now that I know that they exist, maybe if I wanna have like an extremely campy same-sex wedding, then I can use these. So in the Pride base game update, we got these new sneakers. And they come in a ton of swatches, including one rainbow multi-colored swatch. And I gotta say, I actually like these a lot. In my personal taste, I like sneakers. I like that we have this item that has a bunch of different swatches and mixes and matches different colors, as well as gives us solids. But this like rainbow gradient one is actually really, really fun. It looks like something that they would sell like for the Pride collection or something. So I'm gonna rank these with the other shoes as Newly Out of the Closet. We also got some sneakers that are kind of like knockoff Converse. And these are just iconic. I can't even hold you. I would love to have a pair of these in real life. Sue me, okay? Sue me. I know it is kind of giving Newly Out of the Closet, but these are actually so cute. And I like that we got the pastel rainbow as well as like the more saturated rainbow, and that these come in a gradient for all of these different Pride flags, y'all. These are cute. And they are available for children. Y'all know how I feel about The Sims and their lack of giving things to the children. Half the things I feel like we've seen today could have been for the kids. So I'm so excited to have these for the kids and for adults. So I don't know about you, but for me, these are giving trans rights. The fact that we have these cute shoes with the trans flag as well, plus all of the other different swatches, and the fact that they come for adults and for kids, this is a trans rights item for me. We also have an item that I wasn't even sure actually counted for my ranking, but every time I see them, I kind of think of Pride, and it's these toddler shoes. They're not exactly like Roy G. Biv Pride items, but I do think of like the rainbow vibe when I see them, and they have it in a couple multicolor swatches. This same shoe is also available for infants, and so it gives Pride vibes to me, even though it's probably more likely to be a multicolor item. And to me, multicolor is not the same thing as Pride. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and put these at Ally just because I'm not sure if it counts as a Pride item. I just really like these and I wanted to include them in this video. Sticking with the base game items though, I did see this onesie that came with Growing Together, and it did kind of make me think of like a trans flag. Now, that being said, there's no other like Pride swatch of this item, but this first one, when I see blue and pink together, I think of trans. But because it is an infant item, I also think that it might be like cosplaying as gender neutral. I'm gonna put this one at Ally as well, because I don't know where this goes. I don't know if this is really a Pride item. It makes me think of the trans flag. We also have this adorable onesie that came with Horse Ranch, including what is clearly like the unicorn rainbow swatch. This thing is adorable. I don't care what y'all say. I don't even think it necessarily counts as a Pride item because it doesn't really come in other Pride swatches. That being said, even clicking on this here, this is kind of giving an alternate Pride swatch. Or maybe this is more like the multicolor swatch, but this one definitely, because it's rainbow. And you're like, kid stuff can be rainbow without it being Pride. Yeah, sure, but this is my Pride ranking video. So I'm gonna count it. I'm gonna count it as Newly Out the Closet, because it's cute. And then the last item I want to look at for this ranking is this striped shirt that I didn't realize was even in here as a rainbow swatch. Look how cute that is. Again, this is one of those situations that this isn't necessarily a Pride item because it's for babies. And that being said, you know, baby stuff in rainbow makes sense, but I'm counting it because it literally is Roy G. Biv stripes. Like, that's adorable. You can take your little infant sim to a Pride festival wearing this little striped shirt. So I'm gonna rank this as Newly Out the Closet. Okay, so in looking at this, I think I'm gonna make a couple of tweaks. First of all, this jumpsuit with the rainbow cape, I'm gonna move down to homophobic. It was offensive to my sensibilities. I think something more chic could have been done with this cape than what was done here, especially since they went back and gave us like pastel rainbow swatches for other items. This is a no for me. I also think I'm gonna bump these t-shirts down to ally, specifically because I didn't like this It Gets Better. I get what it was supposed to be giving maybe back in 2015 or whenever this was added to the game. But for me today, I just am like, I don't know about that on a t-shirt. Maybe on a sign when you're at a protest or something. And lastly, even though I do love the nails, I am gonna bump them down to queer elder. I think my bias was showing in this case, and I just love those nails. That being said, I feel like nails as a fashion choice is very specific, and I'm gonna just take that out of trans rights. If anything, I should also take the sneakers out of trans rights. The only thing that should be in trans rights, the only thing that I feel like really represented trans rights in any meaningful way are these items here. I did bump them down originally because of the way that you have to use them in the game versus the way that you would wear these sorts of items in real life don't necessarily match. But I feel like I am more comfortable with the way that this ranking turns out. So what do you think about my final ranking? Do you have anything that you disagree with me on? Is there anything that I missed in CAS that definitely should have been included in this video? Let me know in the comments below. And make sure you are subscribed for part 2 where I rank all of the Pride Build Buy items that we have in The Sims 4. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you're subscribed to my channel, you like and share this video, and you turn on the post notifications so you know when my next video goes up. I go live weekly on this channel, so you're gonna wanna be subscribed for that as well, but don't worry, there's more fun to be had at my channel. Make sure you check out the other videos that I have, and I will see y'all next time. Happy Pride!